So it's Colette here from the Sacred Rose Temple. I'm just going to do this quick shout out to you all for those of you that are considering doing the Red Rose course that I'm starting on the 27th of this month. So I've had a lot of inquiries and a lot of women that have expressed an interest about this course, generally because it struck a chord with many women. The Pink Rose Alchemy course I ran maybe a few months ago now was a deep healing course into the feminine. So we were looking at some of the ways in which the feminine is deeply wounded in her parental imprints, her inner child, her past partners, the way she views herself and her body, and the persona that she puts out into the world. So that deep healing 7-week program was really powerful for me and for the women in it, and a lot of them had big transitions. So the Red Rose, the next layer, and these don't need to be done one after the other, they can be done, quite separate, is about bringing to life the parts of us as a woman, the sacred sexual parts of it. So I've been teaching sacred sexuality, tantra, emotional healing for, nearly 20 years, and the last 10 years have been mainly focused on feminine healing as I went on my own healing journey as a woman and into the womb and into all the places in me that was deeply wounded and affected, and I was holding back my vital life force and holding back power, most importantly. So that's what this course is focused on. The Red Rose is about really finding the feminine parts of us, the sacred sexual parts of us that ignite our passion and ignite our fire and bring forward the empowerment that we're looking for. My journey, my whole soul journey, has been all about healing myself, but through healing myself, it's really empowered my own feminine being. I am able to live in my own, world with my own work. I do not take support of anyone, anything. I have no employer. I own my own property. I live here in France. I'm becoming self-sufficient. So that all wasn't how I was. I was a very dependent person on the system, on a job, an employer, a husband. And empowering myself has allowed me to fully realize what I am capable of when I activate my power and my passion and my soul's purpose, which is a daily thing. It's not an end result. So in this course, we will be really focusing on certain areas in the body, in the feminine body, that allow this life force to come through. We will first of all be talking about sacred sexuality and what that means. What is the sacred sexual self? Who is that inside of you? And what does that awaken in you once you recognize and have intention to bring forward in your life? So we'll be looking at the sacred sexual self. We'll be looking at key areas of the feminine's body, and we're not going in there to look at wounds or pains. We're going in to ignite and activate the sacred circuitry of the body. So we start in the breasts after we've looked at sacred sexuality and what the breasts harness for a woman, how our heart energy lies here, and how we can reactivate the sacred activations and energy portals that lie within our feminine breasts and in our heart. We'll then move on to the heart itself, which is the root of breast energy, and how we reignite our heart connected to our sacred sexuality. Where is the deeper parts of our heart lying? How do we access those? How do we open that to life? Then we'll go on to the yoni. So yoni being the sacred sexual word for vagina, we're going to be looking at how the yoni holds, many powers. This is a gateway. The yoni is the gateway. The yoni is the portal of feminine sacred sexual power and how we activate that power, that Wonder Woman power that our yoni holds, in a sacred way. So I really want to differentiate here with the Tantra that I do. It's very rooted in sacred sexuality. It has nothing to do with, orgasmic power or sex. It's about how these powers lie within our own body, and when we activate them in a sacred way, in a pure way, how they are fundamental to our well-being and our prowess. So after we've gone into the yoni, we'll go deeper in and we'll start to look at the cervix. So the cervix, what does that feel like? What power does the cervix hold? And again, I call this, the holy crown. How does the holy crown open, allow you to connect to masculine energy, allow you to connect to feminine energy? How does that open up? And we'll be doing sacred activations and sacred practices and yoga that accompanies each one of these important layers. So after the cervix, we're going to step into the ovaries, and the ovaries are the giver of life. The ovaries are a deep link into your ancestry and the women who came before you. So how do we tap in to our ancestral powers, our ancestral lineage, our ancestral magic, all the rituals and ceremony that the women's in the line have done before you? And so that's what we'll be doing in our ovaries. We'll be reactivating and opening to that magic. Finally, we enter into the womb, and the womb is something I have worked with for many, many years under many teachers. I did some deep training with a womb shaman, and I've worked with womb shaman in my own womb for issues that have come up through my lineage and my own healing. And I know that entering my womb space was fundamental in being able to enter my feminine power, and a feminine power that was deeply spiritual, deeply connected to Creator and God, and that allowed me to bring the keys that were in my womb out into the world to create my reality. What did my womb want? What did she hold? How do we access that ancient power and knowledge that lies within our body? So the womb will be the last portal in the last week. I'm very excited about this course. As you can tell, it really fires me up to teach this kind of work to women. My goal in life is to empower women, is to allow women to see the things that hold them back. This is deep conditioning. We've had centuries and centuries of holding ourselves back, not recognizing the rhetoric that's playing out in our life where we're keeping ourselves small and disempowered. We're not stepping into our financial power. We're not stepping into our soul's purpose. There are many. And we're not living life as we want because we keep pretending we already are. So this is, deeply enlightening for me to be able to teach this and be able to give some of this juiciness and this lust that I have for life. And I want to add, while we're in the current crisis that we're in and the current situation we're in, it's even more important that as women, we come alive, that we come into our wombs, we come into our teacher and our shaman and our spiritual woman, into our sacred sexual prowess, and really hit the world with that. And the more of us that do that, the bigger the ricochet that we have out there with other women, and bringing this patriarchal, domineering society into balance. So it's much bigger than just you. The course itself will last 7 weeks. I find that deep, intense work works really well. So week 1, we will start with, like I said, the sacred sexuality. Then we'll move into each week with the different themes that I've already shared with you. Each week I will connect to you on Zoom and we will have a little meeting and we'll discuss the practices that you were given in the forum and anything that may come up, and I'll lead you through a meditation. So that will be every week we have a Skype, a Zoom call. And the practices are daily, so I give you a daily practice. It's posted in our secret group, and that daily practice is done by you in the morning. You're given a yoga sequence as well, the Red Rose yoga sequence, and that Red Rose yoga sequence is to help somatically the body release what work we do with the energetics and the spiritual nature of the course. So the yoga is super important, and you know, I've preached about this for years. Somatic movement is a key piece in our healing, moving out of the body what we don't want in and bringing in and embodying what we want, knowing where it is in the body. So that's a key piece of the course. There will be the forum where the other women are already in. They're in there waiting. And what you do after you've done your practice and you've gone through your day and you feel how this new energetic connection or ritual or ceremony has impacted you, you write in the group. You say in the group how that has made you feel, what impact, what's coming up for you emotionally, and what empowerment you may be feeling, what things are holding you back. And you will get my support, my individual guidance. I will really try to prize out of you the places where you're disempowering yourself, the places where you're holding yourself back, and maybe some things that you don't even know that you're doing, because I like to work with shadow aspects of people's psychology and behaviour. So that all gets done in the forum, and other women will come in and support you and be right where you are, because they're taking the same journey as you. I only ever take small groups because I find it more empowering and more focused, and you get the attention that you need in there. So it will be a smaller group. And the women that are in there now are wonderful. They are passionate about self-healing. They love sacred sexuality. Some of them have done it, some of them haven't. So wherever you're at on your journey, if this is called to you, listen to it. The Red Rose, the sacred sexuality, the empowered feminine is vital on our planet at the moment. So I'm looking for 2 more women to join. And so I've sent this video to reach your heart and reach your own sexuality to see if that really does want and call to be tapped into. So if you're interested, I will leave some links under this video that you can get in touch with me about, and we can maybe talk, or if you're just going to go for it, sign up and you can pay the deposit, or you can make a full payment, whatever's easiest for you. I do payment plans too. So here's wishing you all, whoever's listening, of whatever reason you're listening, a big, strong, heartfelt hug and love from me, Colette, at the Rose Temple. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.